What's going on, you guys? So Caleb Plant surprisingly loses to Jose Resendiz. Obviously, Caleb Plant was the huge favorite going into this fight. Resendiz, relatively unknown to a lot of boxing fans. Got to be completely honest, I didn't really know much about him. I did a little look at the box rec, and I saw that he had fought a Jared Hurd, but he had some 2 losses on his resume. So to be honest, I wasn't quite sure what to expect from him. But all in all, man, Resendiz, I think he won this fight convincingly. Toward the early parts of this fight, I had thought, Caleb Plant was going to put on a boxing clinic. I thought I saw some good lead hand control from him. Typical Caleb Plant styling, But as the fight wore on, especially right after round 4, Resendiz hit Caleb Plant with a right hand, or it was a right hand lead, and he followed it up with like a straight power jab that ended up, busting and cutting up Caleb Plant on the bridge of his nose. And then from that point on, we saw Caleb Plant, slowly just his stamina just take a dive. Throughout the fight, and throughout his career, this is something that Caleb Plant has struggled with, is just having the gas tank to go the later rounds in a time where he really needs to. And tonight, that's the main thing I feel like that affected him. And this very well could be a stylistic thing. I mean, what they did say in the telecast today was that Resendiz actually was a sparring partner for Caleb Plant when he was preparing for Canelo. So, I mean, there could be some familiarity that Resendiz had with Caleb Plant, some things that he maybe took advantage of that he saw in sparring, or even the night when he fought Canelo. But all in all, man, I thought it was a convincing win from Resendiz. The body work, the activity and the physicality that he was bringing into this fight, definitely took a toll on Caleb Plant. And we got the decision that we got. I mean, I don't believe it was a split decision. I gave Resendiz almost every single round after the 6th, and you could argue a couple rounds before then too. So, I mean, 8-4, possibly even 9-3 is what you could give this fight. I don't believe it was a split decision. I don't believe you can look at it as a draw or even have Caleb Plant win in this fight. I think he did not look good tonight. And that definitely messes up the plans for PBC. The whole event was centered around Jermall Charlo and Caleb Plant to win. And for them to go into a big fight, knowing that they have some history, it would have been a big fight. I mean, I definitely would have been excited for that fight. But all those plans are halted. And we've seen this, I mean, relatively over these last few weeks. We've seen, fights that are supposed to be set up, and then they have a fight before as like a tune-up or whatever, and these guys end up losing. So, I mean, as a promoter, I mean, I think this just goes to show, hey, stop, marinating the fights and just put them on. Otherwise, there's a possibility that these fights don't happen because one of the guys loses. But, I mean, if you're looking at it in terms of the fights themselves, I mean, Resendiz wasn't a big favorite. I mean, no one was probably picking Resendiz. But as a matchmaker, you should be looking at these guys and being like, oh, okay, well, this guy maybe possesses some things that could give my guy trouble. Let's give him a softer touch. I mean, Jermall Charlo fought, I don't even remember the dude's name, Thomas LaMotta or something, and that guy sucked. I don't know. Like, give him a LaMotta level fighter. Don't put him in there with a young, hungry contender that, you could look at, and say, hey, this guy might give my guy some problems, and I need him to win. So, all in all, man, I think promoters need to stop marinating fights. But, yeah, man, I don't know what else to say about that. It's disappointing to see Caleb Plant lose. I don't know where he goes from this point in his career. I mean, he's only 32, but does this loss set him back, a long ways? Or is it time for him to maybe move up to 175? I don't know if his power can carry up to a 175. He's not really a big puncher at 68 regardless. And then where does Jermall Charlo go? We saw Resendiz make a comment after the fight in the interview saying he's down to fight whoever. Does Charlo gonna want to get in the ring with a hungry young contender? But like Resendiz, probably not at this point of his career. I mean, he's 35. He's only fought a few times over the last like 4 or 5 years. I mean, if he was in there with the Resendiz, I don't think he would, go the distance. He might get stopped or lose, emphatically. I think he just didn't look that good. He got the win, he got the stoppage, but I don't think he's ready for any of these top contenders. I mean, he's not a hungry lion anymore. Lions only that's not a thing. Both of those brothers have been out the ring for a long time. But that's all I got. Let me know what you guys thought about the fights. Where do you see each of these fighters going? Hate, like, comment, subscribe.